Dan here with Empress Effects, and today we're in the studio with the Empress Heavy. On the song you just heard, all the guitar and bass tracks were recorded with the Heavy. And what we're going to do today is break down each track, show you the settings we used and how it was recorded, with the goal of showing you how the Heavy works in a mix. So let's dig in. So the first track we recorded is the guitar on the left. This is really the main track that runs through the entire tune. The signal chain for this track, and actually the signal chain we use for almost everything, is an ESP Eclipse 2 with a Seymour Duncan custom in the bridge, into the Heavy running on the Heavy channel, then into the clean channel on a JCM 900 that's driving a 1960A cab. The microphones used were a Royer R121 and an SM57. Both of those run into an API 512C preamp, and then straight into the converters. There's no compression and no EQ. So here's the amp tone with the Heavy bypassed. For the Heavy settings, we wanted a good mid-range presence, with a slight roll-off on the highs, to stay out of the way of the hi-hats, which are also panned to the left. So we boosted a bit at 2K, and we rolled off some high end. We kept the weight down to keep this track really tight. On the right side, we were looking for a brighter tone to balance the hi-hats on the left side. We used the same signal chain, but with different settings on the Heavy, and we also moved the mics a bit to get a brighter tone. On the Heavy, we used the medium gain setting, and we added some weight and cut out a bunch of low mids at 250. We also added back the top end that we took out of the left side. There are two lead guitar tracks in this tune. They're panned left and right, but not as wide as the rhythm guitar tracks. We also use the same signal chain, but we moved the mics again just a little bit to change things up. The left guitar uses the heavier channel of the Heavy. We left the EQ settings flat to let the naturally mid-forward tone of the JCM 900 come through. We also added a bit of delay using the Empress Super Delay. For the right side, we went back to the Heavy channel for a little more note clarity and less hair. We boosted at 2K and added some highs on the EQ to make this track cut through the mix. We used the Super Delay again for a subtle delay on this one. The bass was tracked using the Heavy as well. The signal chain for the bass was an Ernie Ball Stingray, first through the Empress compressor, then through the Heavy. This went into the Galen Kruger 800 RB head and an Ampeg SVT 410 HLF cabinet. The mics used were a Sennheiser MD421 into the API 512C and a Neumann TLM 103 into the Great River MP500 NV. Again, we used no compression or EQ. On the compressor, we used a 10:1 ratio and the mix at 100% to really hit the bass hard. We used medium fast attack and release times and dialed in the input level until we were getting about 8 dB of gain reduction. The output was then set to match the level of the bypass signal. On the Heavy, we had the weight all the way up. This works awesome for getting big bottom end on bass. On the EQ, we cut some low mids, added a bit of top, and pulled back the low end just a bit. The gain was set at less than half, but with the compressor before the Heavy, this was still a lot of gain. And when you put those tracks together, you get this. hope we shed some light on how the Empress Heavy sounds and how it works in the recording process. The full song can be downloaded from the link in the description or at empresseffects.com. And again, thanks for watching.